Welcome to
Thugging It Out
with
your girl Brash
and Chani Louise, and I would like to take this moment to make the obvious statement that out of the two of us, I am the thug in Thug It Out.
Side-eyes.
There's no side eye. I am the thug. I will shank a bitch.
Are you sure?
I'll put her down.
With my words, man. Yeah, sure, okay. You are the thuggish rugged. What?
I'm the thuggish ruggish bunch.
It's not even punch, it's bone. The word is bone. You thug card Rebo.
Hey.
Hey. So if you don't know by now, no, I'm just kidding.
But if you don't know, I am Chani Louise,
And I am Brash.
and I don't know what that accent was. Hey y'all.
Hey, welcome to this week's episode where we are discussing the pure audacity, the audacity of it all.
Fucking audacity.
The fucking audacity of people, right?
I would like to start by defining audacity.
Okay.
Because it had two definitions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we use the second definition more than the first. The first is simply a willingness to take bold risks.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when I step back and look at audacity, I'll be like, that is what you did.
Okay.
That is exactly what happened.
Took it.
But the other definition of audacity is rude and disrespectful behavior.
Yes.
And I feel like we need to merge those for what a lot of audacity is.
Okay.
Is you have the willingness to take the bold risk of being rude and disrespectful to me.
Okay. Ooh, baby.
That's your audacity.
Say it again. Say it louder for the people in the back.
You had a willingness to take the bold risk of being rude and disrespectful to me.
Okay.
You had all of the audacity.
All of it. Every single ounce, every essence of it was what you took.
So I want to know what experiences have you had with other people's audacity? I want to start with other people first.
Other people's audacity.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I feel like, I'll just say it this way. I don't know what energy I exude to make people think that they get to say whatever the fuck they want to say to me, whenever the fuck they want to say it to me, and and then get upset with me when I say something back.
Yes.
Like, my tongue is not just as slick as yours, if not slicker, right? But it's that audacity. Like, I've had people, I just feel like I've had so many moments where I'm looking at them like, you never got popped in the mouth as a kid, huh? Because why the fuck would you say some shit like that?
Thank you.
Why the fuck would you fix your... Why did you think it was okay to let those words slip away from your brain and out of your mouth? The way that it is. It's that. And then I also feel like sometimes people don't... I don't know, again, what it is. But when people interact with me, their first interaction with me is really aggressive on their end. Yes. And I have to check it. Like, I'm sorry, what? Mm-hmm. Case in point, a certain coworker / colleague of ours, right?
Yes.
Who consistently, and it's a lot of them, but consistently just says whatever they want to say. Mm-hmm. And it's like, who are you talking to? And then they think for a minute, like, because what did you want to say? How did you think this was gonna go, right? Mm-hmm. But that's been the most prevalent way that I've dealt with other people's audacity in the way, like, in conversation. Like, people either write me off as I don't know what I don't know what I'm about to say, or I don't know what I'm about to talk about, or I have no clue what I'm talking about, or it's like, oh, you're just a pretty face, shut up and listen. And I'm just like, well,
I hate that shut up and listen
shit. And I know we just talked about this on another episode, but that shut up and listen, it's funny that shut up and listen shit came up because the shut up and listen shit happened to me right after that episode. And I was like, and not in that same exact way, but like, you know, in that vein. And I said in my feelings a little bit because I was just like,
wait, it wasn't me?
No.
Girl, whenever she be like, it happened right after. And she looking at me, I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know.
No, it wasn't you, but it's like, there's also this conversation that I'm beginning to, like, think about having. It's like, how do you hold people accountable for doing shit like that too, right?
Yes.
And I think that's the audacity that people take too. Like, what the fuck made you think that I was ready to listen to you in this moment, right?
Yes.
I think people take access to me people take Audacity over the access to me.
Yes.
And even in, like, I try to communicate as much as possible to whoever is possible, to however many people. That time, energy, and attention are all expensive. You're never going to get those things back. So utilize them, deposit them wisely, right? But in that same vein, like, understand that when you are giving and depositing, make sure that there's room there, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, I know we've kind of had conversations about, like, when we have conversation and what's being retained and not. So I'll just be like, I had to come to this understanding, like, you're not in a space.
Yeah.
Like, but also on the same vein, like, they have the audacity to try to take space and move and shift things around. And this is for, like, even in the smallest sense of, like, hey, you want to come hang with me? And I'm like, oh no, I can't. Like, I got stuff to do. Oh, well, you could just, or
you could take what the fuck I said.
Exactly. Here's a far-fetched fucking idea. No. Because now I'm upset. Like, why are you have the audacity to now take control over my own skill? Like I didn't know that I could shift things around. I don't want to. I don't want to, Mary Sue. I don't want to. So, yeah, like, audacity is at an all-time high in this space of, like, communication and in this realm of just, like, oh, I need this, so you've got to do it for me. I think the fuck not. That's funny that you need that shit because I'm good at it and I would have did it. But now that you set it up, now that you got the audacity, you can do it yourself. Do it with all that audacity. So, yes. My question for you is, who is the most audacious person that you know?
Children. Next question.
I agree. Wholeheartedly without any kind of context.
Children.
Yes.
Because as I'm thinking about everything that we're talking about, I think about my students. And you swear that you're right. Mm-hmm. Like, you take up time, you take up space, and then when I get upset that you're not respecting what is mine, you're just like, but why wouldn't you just do it?
Or you're a teacher, you're supposed to.
I'm not supposed to do a goddamn thing.
Ooh, the one I hate. You got some snacks? I don't have no snacks today. Oh my God, you ain't never got no snacks. I'm sorry, because I just had snacks last week. And then it becomes, you're a teacher, you're supposed to have snacks. No,
I'm not.
I'm not a waitress. I am not a food connoisseur.
I don't even work in the goddamn cafeteria,
baby,
nigga.
I don't work nowhere near it. My classroom is on the other side of the campus at the end of the hall.
Thank you.
So, at the end of the day, no, baby, I said I'm not your mother. So, like, I could completely resonate with that.
But with me, it's not food because my kids know damn well I'm not feeding them. They're always like, she's so much nicer than you. And she is. So go over there.
I get it. Y'all are all welcome.
See? You see how she said you're welcome? I would never say that. No, but, like, they are the most audacious people that I've ever experienced because what I think it is their lack of experience, because I'm sure they don't see what they're doing as a bold risk.
Yes.
So when they get their head bitten off, they have no idea.
Or the rude or disrespectful part, I feel like.
Right.
Because even, like, having to explain to certain people who I've never had to explain who the fuck I was so much. And I'll say that again.
To people who spend every day with you.
Every fucking day. Like, but also outside of that, like, I think this idea of audacity is, like, learning to, it's linked to the idea of learning how to be human. Mm-hmm. Learning how to just not be an asshole. Like, learning how to think outside of yourself. Because if you felt like me, case in point, I have had conversations with people and I match the energy of the conversation. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh my God, no. Don't back up now. Like, let's not get upset because this is the same energy that you've given me this whole time. New Orleans trip to case in point. Mm-hmm. You gave me this musty ass energy and I'm just fanning it back your way. You don't like the smell? That's crazy because you brought it in with you.
Thank you.
So take it out when you leave. And you know, I don't need your attitude because I got mine too. Thank you very much. Go take that audacity back to the store because, baby, it's fake.
I think the most angry I got at an audacious person this school year. This child. This is one of those kids that I don't want to like. Because he doesn't come to class. He doesn't do his work. But he is brilliant. And he is respectful. Like, he's a great kid that just refuses to do what he knows what he needs to do. But he missed the entire semester. Mm-hmm. He comes to class, like, once every 3 weeks. Okay?
Right.
And this nigga gonna come into my classroom talking about, oh, I need you, meaning me, to write down all the assignments he's missing with instructions so he can get them done. Who are you talking to?
Also, I already did that. It's on your canvas, baby. Go check it out.
Right, it's on the website. He was like, yeah, but my computer jacked.
Look at the website.
Yeah, but my computer jacked up, so I'm going to need you to write down. And I looked at him. I said, here's the thing, baby. I can already feel it.
Okay.
And we talk about the feminine and masculine energy in a different episode. That masculine energy was strong as fuck. Because the second he said he needed me to do that, and then he sat down at a desk to wait for me to do it.
Girl.
I said, here's the thing. 1, no. 2, I am not prepared for how angry I am going to be if I took the time to do it the first time. I take the time to write it down by hand for you now, and you still don't do the fucking work. I'm not prepared for how mad I'm going to be.
She's going off.
Because I will throw everything I can pick up, and I am relatively strong.
Listen.
And I said, I will not. Then, 3, 4, 5 weeks later, I get an email. Hey, I need for you to unlock all the assignments from January until whenever.
No, that's not how this
works.
I
tell you, I knew the attitude that was brewing, so I just went to the assistant principal and I said, this, that. She said, oh, no, you don't have to do that. And then she started talking some more. She said, you don't have to do that. Actually, I said, oh, that's all I needed. And I said, thank you very much. And I walked away. And the email said, my email back said, no, I will not. Assignments lock when assignments lock. And you wrote down the assignments you were willing to do, and you have not handed in anything that you've written down. Therefore, I'm not doing nothing. And I sent the email in those words.
And that's real.
And he came to class the next day. And he looked at me. He said, Miss Ford, why you sound so mad in that email? I said, I told you I was going to be mad if I had to write that stuff down. You wrote it down for yourself and you still ain't turned nothing in. He said, don't worry about it, Miss Ford. I got you. You've been saying you got me since January, baby. Stop talking to me and show me what you got.
Because you don't even have you. Do you?
Because it's not adding up. You look like a liar. And at the end of class, he came up to me and he went to give me a hug goodbye. And he was like, Miss Ford, I swear I got you over spring break. I said, baby, I don't believe a word that comes out your mouth until you show me.
Listen.
Because you have the audacity to be smart. When he comes to class, if I put him in group work, he gets everything correct. When he comes to class and I ask him what the answer is, he's got the answer and the explanation and can cite it. Mm-hmm. He knows exactly what he's doing. But you have the audacity not to come to class, the audacity not to do the work, and then the audacity to tell me I have to repeat some shit I've already done for you who doesn't do what he's supposed to do to begin with.
Right.
Back the fuck up. And the thing is, the way that he asks is not rude or disrespectful. But the behavior of not even bothering to figure it out yourself and take responsibility for what you have not done and what you are choosing to do is my biggest problem.
You feel better?
I feel so much better because that nigga.
Okay, audacious person, fix it. Okay, because listen, the stress levels are down now, but I can't guarantee you that they're gonna be down forever. Okay,
they won't.
A disaster has been averted.
Show up with that bullshit again in a week.
No, please don't.
If you do,
please don't.
We all gonna have a problem. You see the shoulder? We all gonna have a problem.
Stop it.
My question is, I don't believe if we take audacity just as that bold risk and we take out the rude, and disrespectful behavior. How has audacity assisted you in your life, existence, whatever?
Audacity has been the reason why I do a lot of the things that I do. Because I have had a lot more opportunities to like settle in somebody else's comfort zone than what I took or what I took advantage of. And so having the audacity to say no and be like, no. Like, no, I mean it. I mean it, right? It's real. But, it's so easy to get so comfortable in like the routine and monotony of life. I feel like audacity is necessary, and it has propelled me to stand where I do stand and be in the position that I am in all aspects of my life right now. So, like, for example, like, like the biggest boldest risk that I did was moving all the way out here, not knowing a goddamn body, right? I mean, outside of the one person that I thought I knew, but coming out here, moving over here by myself, continuously living alone, like understanding how there were so many people trying to talk me out of not moving to Atlanta, or talk me out of moving to Atlanta, I should say. And it was under this whole, like, oh, what if something happens? And I'm just like, yeah, but what if something happened today?
Right.
What if something happens tomorrow? Y'all are around the corner and y'all still don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's those conversations. But then, like, it has also allowed me to find a voice where I thought I could never speak again. Right? And in instances where I didn't feel like my voice would be carried wide or spread fast enough, it has shown me exactly how powerful I can be if I literally let Audacity take the wheel. Nice. So it's had a lot more positive effects, I would say, on my growth process and in my experience than it has negative. Okay. So, but I think that does, like, my definition would have to revolve around taking that disrespect out. Yeah. Yeah, in that instance, then yes.
Because when I looked it up, it had them as two separate definitions.
Right. But it does make sense that you would put them together, because I feel like a lot of times when people do lead with Audacity, they lead with the disrespect. Yes. And
Who would you say has the most audacity? Not like name a person, but like the different...
I would say narcissistic people.
Okay.
Narcissistic people have the most audacity. I don't know how else I could phrase that word, but like, however, any other tenses that you could put that word in, any other like parts of speech that you can slide it into, put it in, because I feel like there's a lot of disrespect that can take place when you lack the ability to hold yourself accountable. Yes. And not only are you being disrespectful, but you're now asking people who potentially could be your village to hold you up just simply because you don't want to. Not because you can't. Not because you don't have the tools to. Not because you don't know how, right?
You just don't feel like
it's just
doing
I shouldn't have to do this. You do it instead. Right. Which is another, like, I know it's not a pet peeve episode, but that's a pet peeve of mine. I really hate when people put things on my plate when they know they can do it. Like, if you know you could go call that place and order that order, do that shit. Don't fucking call me to do that. Like, I'm not your fucking secretary. Right. I have my own shit that I'm doing, and I'm probably, this is what it is. I'm gonna break it down. I am not a person who shares everything. And y'all, people who know me outside of the podcast space know that on this show, I do share a lot of information about myself. However, that is not my personality at all. And so I could understand why people would think, like, oh, she must not be busy, or she must not, or, like, they make certain assumptions about the way that I move and the way that I go about my life. However, if I'm not volunteering for something, don't volunteer me. I didn't say that I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. I'm not doing it. And I don't give a fuck how you feel and what you planned around it. Oh, they expecting you to show up. That's crazy. What you gonna tell them? Right. That's crazy. Oh, have fun, because I don't want to go. And I don't give a damn if at the last minute, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to go. Well, the audacity that you think that I'm about to sit here and cater to what you need from me before I need to cater to what I need for myself is crazy to me. Like, it's just too much. But yes. I think narcissistic people, or even anybody who lacks the ability to see outside of themselves enough to not be an asshole, are audacious. Right off the bat. Like, right off the bat. Take you and all that audacity back outside. Because no.
So what do you do with somebody else's audacity?
I match it. Explain. I do. Because, you want it, or I'll either match it, depending on the situation, right? I'll match it, or I will try to get them to see the logic of their other ways. And it's simply with one question, like, what was your intention with that?
What was the point?
What was the point? What was the purpose? What did you think was going to happen? Let's reflect together. Let's do this together. Walk through this with me, because I need you to understand how you had me fucked up and how I'm about to fuck your ass up. Like, so now, and then it becomes this, okay, so now when I react this way, it's not going to be a big thing, right? And then, well, let's talk about that too. Because you just walked your little tail up in here and you thought you were about to talk to me. How? And now now you get to see Brooklyn, right? You get to see that that's not the case. And I feel like that's the most powerful and empowered way that I would do it. But you always got the motherfucker that don't work for it. So now I got to show you. Right. I'm going to show you what you doing to me. And when you feel it, let me know. And then we can go back to that reflective conversation, because what was the purpose of this? I need you to understand it's always about reflecting to me. Like, what was the purpose? And if I have been having conversations with somebody recently, and the way they speak triggers me. But the intention behind it isn't
the same. Yeah.
So that's why I'm in a space where now I'm like, I can hear it, but I don't feel it. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to me because it's like, I would like to think you're having audacity. You giving me audacity, mm-hmm. but you're not. You're giving me personality, and I'm translating it as audacity, but I can't even translate it all the way because the energy is not there.
Right.
Which is why that question for me is so important. If you know your intention behind some shit, then what do you can't have audacity and a positive intention at the same time. Like, because if your audacity is supposed to be disrespectful, you know what I'm saying, with our working definition. Yeah. So what the fuck was the purpose of that? Even if you didn't see it right away, why are you coming here and say, well, oh my God, what you got on? Who the fuck you talking to?
You ain't had to do that.
No, but people do that to me too.
Oh, okay, because you know where I went.
I used to have my weight was an issue, right? Mm-hmm. I used to have I had a certain body type. People would ask questions, very personal questions. And even now, right, they ask very personal questions, but I've learned to not let it hit me as hard or let it have a physical response. Mm-hmm. But it's the audacity that you feel like you deserve answers.
Right.
For me. Like, who are you? Mm-hmm. Who did you think you were talking to? Like, oh, hey, like, well, are you gonna, even the simplest conversation of, like, when are you having kids? Why the fuck does it matter?
The audacity.
Why does it matter?
My fucking students, one of them just showed up in my classroom, was talking to her friend, and literally went from, like, yeah, girl, and then hold on, when you having kids? And even her friend was like, are you her mother?
Right?
Like,
yeah,
what are you? The way that you said that was like you waiting for grandkids and she aging out. Like,
right.
And the fact that another student just yesterday was in my rolly chair, rolled herself over to me and just sat there like this, staring at me. And I said, can I help you? And her response was, you should have kids.
No.
What?
But it's even like the
what?
Strangers used to come up to me and was like, oh my God, then this is the way issue, right? Are you pregnant? And I would like legit lose my shit every now and again. And the partner that I was with at the time was like, they just want to be happy for you. No, fuck that. Because why is it their business? They're going to get the answer to their question. They're going to go la-di-da about their fucking day. And it's not their business, whether I am or not, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like the audacity of people to feel so entitled to you, to your details, to your time, to your energy, to whatever resources that you have. It's like, it's a slap in the face, right? But then on the other edge of that, I feel like there's also like this audacity to just, I forgot where I was going with that. I'm sorry.
I feel like audacity, the way that I've experienced it mostly is you trying to get into some business that's got nothing to do with you.
Okay. And
you have the audacity to feel like your audacity is showing up as entitlement to my existence. Mm-hmm. And I have nothing to do with you. Because you have no intentions of sticking around. You're not involved in that part of my life or in my life, period. You feel like you get to tell me what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, where I'm going to do it. Who gave you that ability? And why do you feel so comfortable being that bold for me or to me?
I think the best way that I can verbalize it is some people are walking around knowing that they're the main character in a story.
But you're not the main character in my motherfucking story.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. So some people are walking around with this main character mentality. And others are walking around with supportive character mentality. Mm-hmm. And the main characters are understanding that just because I'm a supporting character for you doesn't mean I'm not my main character for me. So, like, I'm here to support your story, like, even by choice or not, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, baby, my story still gotta go. It got to hit the prints. It got to go to the print. It got to go. Got to be on the shelves too. We can sit side by side with our stories. But at the end of the day, like, I need you to keep that main character energy over there.
Over there.
This is not an omniscient third person point of view.
No.
There goes my English teacher. But like, I don't need you knowing all the details of all the characters. Okay, baby, focus on your storyline. This is not a parallel. This is a parallel storyline. Okay, GMAS time is coming up. Okay, so I'm all in gear. But anyway. Like people don't understand how their stories don't have to connect with yours. And their details don't have to connect with yours. You don't need the details to live your life. So much freedom comes in not knowing.
Yes.
So much fucking freedom comes in not knowing. Even if it's just a mental escape. You don't have to have the details of any fucking thing. Especially my life. And especially since especially if it's an instance where you're not contributing to it. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll say it that way, right? If you're not adding to the space or adding to me in a way, shape, or form, I'm not giving you no details.
For what reason?
I give a fuck if you was... Anyway, if I want to give you no details, I'm not giving you no details. Mm-hmm. They're mine. They're my details.
They're mine.
They're mine. Leave them alone, right? If I wanted to set the details on the table and keep them under wraps, keep them under wraps. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think people understand that. I've even had instances where people get upset with me for not sharing with them. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like...
I don't have to.
You're weird. Ew. Like... You're mad at me because I want to weed you out a little bit more, or I don't feel comfortable yet. That's crazy, you know? But mm-hmm. but I think it's more of a discomfort in themselves, because I find that when you do share with that intent, it turns into a trauma bond.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I ain't got enough energy to have another trauma bond in my life right now. 32 done hit me hard, y'all.
I would like to say that I have experienced that people are kind of raised with audacity.
Yes.
Men are raised being told that you deserve this space, that you deserve this information, and the bold risks don't feel bold because they've been doing it. Mm-hmm. And no, that's not accurate anything of any of that. I feel like I think we said this before, like the privilege and audacity are like bred into men somehow, and I feel like I am relatively uncomfortable being bold, because I feel like being bold involves you seeing me, and you don't need to do that. But I think the most audacious thing that I have done is move to Georgia as well. I didn't move as far as you did. But you moved out here with a job.
Yeah.
I did not.
Listen, I moved out here with a contract from the devil.
We both still work for
I wouldn't call that a job, baby. I think I done sold my soul a little bit.
But I'm saying that because, like, I only moved a couple of hours away from where I was, but I did not have a job. The year that I was out here, that first year and a half that I was out here, I worked, like when I did my taxes, mm-hmm. Girl, when I did my taxes in 2019 and I had to get all my W-2s and stuff together, I handed them 10 W-2s, mm-hmm. 10 jobs in 12 months, mm-hmm. only made $14,000.
Girl.
I didn't even make enough for them to take taxes. They had to give me all my money back.
That's some real stuff.
Because at 14, they were like, ooh.
Okay. Help me, I'm poor. Right. Like, girl,
that's what that was. And so I feel like I keep trying to be audacious and failing. And I was going to ask you if there's ever been a time where you were audacious and it didn't work for you. I keep trying and the shit's not working. Currently, I am an English teacher. And I moved out here. I was an English teacher where I lived before. Moved out here. Was working all these different jobs that weren't working out. Applied to 50 different jobs and nobody contacted me. I said, all right. I applied to one teaching job. Applied on Sunday, interviewed on Wednesday, had the job by Thursday. That is where I currently reside.
I mean, I wouldn't say... I don't think of it as failure. I think of it as... Not within your example.
But what I'm saying is, even now, like I was, again, trying to remove myself from the classroom, applied to over 30, 40 jobs, applied to one teaching job, and that's the only place that called me back for an interview. Like, I wanted to be bold, and I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, and I wanted to take that risk of moving out of what I know and trying something new to see if I actually belong here, if I can actually be happy here, or if there is another stage, another step, another career out there for me. And I'm not, I think I was not successful in leaving. If you are not successful in leaving, you are failing. No.
Because
I wanted to leave the classroom.
But listen to how you're saying it. You're saying you wanted to take the risk in leaving, and you did exactly that.
I haven't left.
You haven't left, but that's not because you didn't try. That's because nobody has responded.
But if I try and it's unsuccessful,
no, but that's not your unsuccess because you didn't. Like you're not.
Get out.
But hold on. So wait, hold on, because you're waiting for other people. Your success is contingent on other people right now.
Yes.
That's not your failure.
I didn't say it was my failure. But I said it is a failure.
But it's not. How? When you did hold on, I'm still talking.
Oh, you asked. I'm sorry. You asked. That's
it's rhetorical though, right? Like, so think about it as if you never tried, that's when you failed. If you just didn't apply anywhere, you failed. Of course, you're not trying to leave. This is a process that's not just one step.
It should be.
I agree. But it's not just one step, and sadly, it doesn't just involve one or two people. You know what I'm saying? So there's this idea. I feel like when we create such extreme kind of like dichotomies of success and failure, life and death, things like that, it's like you're missing all of this other shit that's happening that's amazing, right? Like, yeah, you didn't leave yet, but that doesn't mean that you didn't fucking try. That doesn't mean that your name is not out there now. That doesn't mean people are not talking about you. That doesn't mean people don't know that you want to leave. Now they're looking at, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many other things are happening, which is why I was saying, like, I don't think of it as failure. I think of things not working out as it's not supposed to happen right now, or I'm not ready for this yet. Because like going back to a previous episode, I feel like we talked about if you're asking, let's say you're praying, you ask God for, or whoever you pray to, that, and you're asking them for things. If they snapped and gave it to you right in that moment, would you be ready?
No,
you wouldn't. Just like you're ready to leave, you think you're ready to leave, but what the universe, with God, what your deity is telling you is, no, baby, hold on. Because it's not that you're failing, it's this, that it's not happening in the time you want it to happen. And so I feel like that's a like mindset that should be shifted, if not shed completely, because we're not in a microwave society. Okay. Some shit needs to bake. You know? And good shit takes time. So
it does.
Yes. Like, from somebody who be cooking their ass off, baby, listen, you want to wait. You want to wait for that. Broil it a little bit. Like, yes. You want to wait. Season it. I don't own a microwave for that exact reason. I need to learn patience and learn how to wait. But also understanding, like, if you're waiting for more, like, okay, how can I put this? My mom was telling me one day, the devil will bless you too. And so most times he'll come bless you before God will. And God will kick back and look like, okay, go ahead. You got something in your hand already. Go ahead. Play with that. Like, I'm going to wait. Right? But at the end of the day, like, understand that things that happen too quickly, or things that may feel too comfortable sometimes, they are. Like, that's not where you're supposed to be. Things aligned for me, quote unquote, right? I had a job before I moved out here. However, I was shortchanged. Like, they subsidized my whole salary when I got out here. And I was barely making rent for the entire rest of the school year, from April to August. I really couldn't afford to do anything. I couldn't go outside and breathe, y'all. Like, had I had asthma, I would have died. But, like, there are so many small victories in between the dichotomy of success and failure.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
The first half of it, I was just like,
you had to go down the rabbit hole.
And then you hit the second half, and I was like, I guess.
You have to have the audacity to think outside of what society is telling you, too. I feel like that's my most audacious move. You right, that makes sense, but I'm gonna do it this way instead. Like, I want to do it this way. Like okay.
I'm gonna see myself.
And that's exactly my attitude. Case in point, I recently, I don't know if we can say this online, but we can get it out. I recently have been partaking in adult activities, right? Okay. And I've learned how to maintain said adult activities on my own. So I share this skill with others. Yeah. In, social circles. However, it's always a male. It has been a male in this experience for me. I know what you're about to say. Oh, well, women do it too. And that's great. But they ain't did it to me, and that's all I'm talking about.
There we go.
So, men have been like, oh, you're not doing this right. And I'm just like, says who? Because this is my style of doing this thing that I love to do when I'm by myself, and I'm sharing it with you. But if you're going to have the audacity to try to teach me how to do it the way you want me to do it just because you're in the room, baby, get the fuck out.
You want me to change what I do in my house for you, and no.
It don't even have to be in my house. It's just the fact of, like, you're trying to change something that I'm cool with.
Yeah.
It ain't like going back again. It's not bothering you. Is it making you uncomfortable, baby? Is it hurting you? Is it hurting your feelings?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. She trying to hold my hand, y'all.
My hand been back there.
But figure it out and fix it, because you working on getting, and this might be a plug into our next episode, you working on getting friends on, honey.
Ooh.
Okay, what did you do?
Girl.
Bum. I'm just saying.
I feel like Audacity, like I said, with the Audacity that I had, like, I'm trying to get out. And I guess, out of all the words that you said, what I got out of it was that technically I haven't failed because I'm not done.
Yeah, pretty much. You're
You're
trying to complete a cycle that's not even trying to be complete yet.
It's not even complete.
It ain't even halfway done.
Be like, I failed this test. Are you finished with it?
Did you put
no.
your...
Are you out of
right?
time? No.
She ain't even sharpen her pencil, y'all. She ain't got no Scantron.
I do have a Scantron.
She not even at the location, baby. She lost at Walmart. Girl, she reading the questions.
You have anything? You have anything?
Yes. What do you wish you were more... Well, what do you wish you had more audacity to do? Or
everything.
Not like one specific thing.
All of it.
One specific item.
Live.
I can't know there.
No, I wish I had more audacity when it comes to like my films.
Okay.
Because I know what I have the ability to do right now with the equipment that I have. And I know what I want to be able to do. But there is a large gap between those two things. Mm-hmm. And I wish I had more, or I'm garnering more audacity.
Okay.
In the ability to still do what I can now so I can get access to more to close that gap.
Okay.
I write a lot of films, but I'm not the best behind the camera, right? Like, I'm more of a writer, director, actor than I am a cinematographer, an audio person, whatever. And so, but in the space that I'm in right now, I have to do all parts. And I don't feel comfortable doing all parts. And I have friends who are better at those things with better equipment than I have. Mm-hmm. And I don't have the money to pay them. Right. So I have to do it myself. And then when I look at what I have versus what they have, even though they have better equipment, even though they're more versed in it, even though they've been doing it longer, I'm just like, I don't think I should even bother putting this out because it doesn't look like what a professional who has all the money looks like. Okay. And so I want to have more, take the bold risk of putting more of my stuff out. I want to take the bold risk of not giving a fuck as to whether or not you like it, because I have to remember that if I like it, somebody else has to. Okay. I'm not the only one who's into what I'm into.
Somebody's cup of whiskey.
Somebody's got to be there. And so I want to have more audacity with my creativity, with my books, with my films. I want to have more audacity when it comes to promoting them. Mm-hmm. Because I'm very uncomfortable promoting myself, because that means you have to look at me.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
And so for me, being bold is simply standing in the light. That's a bold move for me. Like, that's just kind of something that people do. But for me, standing up where you can see me is crazy.
I immediately imagine you like scoochie inching like towards.
Because you know I would.
And then just being like, I'm in the light.
Because you know I would. Like, the light could be right here, and I'd be like.
And for 2 seconds though, y'all see me biting. Like, what? No.
I would definitely, like, you can see me. I would just.
Oh, the Homer Simpson meme is her. Exactly.
Is me every single time.
Exactly.
Like, oh my God, you write books? Who told you? You have a whole YouTube page. Stop sharing it. But then I look at my YouTube page and be like, nobody watches my stuff. But who knows that this exists?
Right.
So that.
Okay. Fair enough. That's all that I have. Okay,
so this is gonna be a short episode.
Yeah.
Do you have a nugget?
I do have a nugget, and it stems from what you just mentioned. Mm-hmm. So, it's, my nugget is a song, a childhood song of mine. I'm gonna butcher it as I sing it because my voice is leaving me. However, it is by I think it's by the Carpenters. Yes. But this is my song. I love this song because it reminds me to just put out, right? Like, ooh, that sounded really weird. Sorry, take it back, don't put out. But it reminds me to just exist, right? Mm-hmm. Exist in your most genuine form in whatever that feels like, whatever you want that to look like at whatever given moment, right? But the lyric specifically that I want to share is sing a song, make it simple to last your whole life long. Specifically this part, though,
I know
right?
that part.
Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song. And then, so sing your song, live your life, show the fuck up, however you decide to. and stand tall in that. Double down, stand firm on 10 toes. And don't worry about whether or not people will accept or not. Just create it, make it, use it, do it, and exist.
Make it, use it, do it.
Touch it, bring it, but no.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. So my nugget is going to be an album that I started listening to this album late. By the time y'all hear it, you're going to be like, that album's old and everybody already knows about it. I don't care. I started listening to this album late, and I tend to get hyper fixated on things, and I was hyper fixated on this album for like 6 months before my guy looked at me and he was like, I'm not listening to this again. In my car, he was like, please just literally any other music. The torture. And it is Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a very audacious. Audacious?
Yeah, I think you did it right.
When I say audacious, I feel bodacious.
Put it
and
out
that's
there.
Not.
Sing your song, child.
Sing la 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 la. Sorry. Is that Elmo's Room?
No, but that's the song that's behind it. La 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 la.
Oh, I definitely said la la la.
Listen, that's my jam. This is my jam, y'all.
But I think about her hotels because I feel like that is a very bold album. Like, she's talking about her hotels, and she's bringing up the hotels of her friends, and she's got them talking on it, and then she has the extended edition.
Yeah, Hotel Motel.
Yeah, and my favorite part of the extended edition is Issa Rae's story. She's wonderful. Gosh, yes. But I love that album so much because, like, we all have a tale. Just about every woman has that situation or that song or those years when that stuff was going down, and I think it's a very bold move to kind of put it out there. And in my opinion, the way that she put it out there was not in a sexual manner.
I think it was also very a positive way to audaciously do that, because it wasn't like a hotel, like I'm about to shade all these women.
Right.
It was like a no, chick, like let's have a sister corner. Like let's talk about this shit. So yeah. And
it wasn't a shade on those women, but also it wasn't hypersexualized.
Yes.
To be like, I'm sexy and I did all these things. She was just like,
what the fuck?
This is what happened this year, and then this happened, and it was more storytelling, like old school hip hop.
Pistolary.
It was storytelling more than it was like, look at me, listen to me, more than it was like finger wagging, shame on you. So that would be my nugget, is if you haven't listened to the album, or if you haven't listened to the extended version, or if you haven't heard it in a long time, go ahead, bump that shit.
Bump that shit. If you can, get the Tiny Desk version too.
Yes, the Tiny Desk version is so good.
Yeah. Any music, y'all should try to do either Color Studio or Tiny Desk NPR, because those Tiny Desk concerts go hard in the paint. They are amazing. Hard in the paint.
Thank you for listening to us this week
and watching.
Thank you for watching. Now that we are on YouTube, EOI, our Evelyn Ottley Inspires YouTube page.
Check us out.
Thank you so much for coming back. If you are back, thank you so much for listening to season 3. Go back and listen to seasons 1 and 2 if you haven't.
Make somebody else listen to them with you.
Make somebody else listen to them. Go head over to our YouTube page, which is Thugging It Out Podcast,
and the Instagram as well.
That's what I meant. Sorry. I said YouTube, because the YouTube is definitely Evelyn Otley Inspires. Head over to the Instagram page, which is Thugging It Out Podcast. Please feel free to leave comments, to leave suggestions. Please feel free to DM us. If you have something negative to say, she'll deal with it. I won't.
I got you. I got you.
But just
we'll figure it out between Brooklyn Bliss and all of us. We'll figure it out.
But thank you so much for listening, for being here, and for having our voices exist in your existence with your permission.
Yes. Thanks for inviting us into your spaces as well, because it speaks volumes. Real quick, I just love to get the images that y'all send to us, like when y'all are listening to our show, that means a lot to me, I know for sure. Me
too. It means something to me too.
But it's something about knowing that you're resonating with someone and to be able to connect. So it's great to be in your space, but then to know we're in your space, and then to see y'all in y'all space, seeing us see you. So share as much as y'all possibly can. Tag us on anything that y'all think we can talk about, or y'all like to hear our voice on, or that you just, hey, I thought about Thinking It Out Podcast, boom, 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 whatever the case is, right? But yes, thank y'all. Love y'all always.
Bye.
Bye.